Halo hasn't had a whole lot of spin-offs. And while Halo Wars and Reach were both great additions to the universe, none of them made the same impact as the strong, silent type, Halo 3 ODST. Its unique tone, atmosphere, and music has made it without a doubt the most unique Halo to date. Yet, we've never returned to the world of ODSTs. Until now. What would a brand new ODST game look like in 2022? Join me as we jump feet first into hell. Greetings, Vernissage here. Today, we're doing something a little different. Fellow Halo content creator Levi reached out to me with his pitch for a new ODST game, and asked if I'd be down to create 3 character designs for his pitch. And seeing as Halo 3 ODST is one of, if not my favorite Halo experience out there, I just couldn't say no. Now, if you know Levi, when he does something, he doesn't settle for mediocrity. So, after you're done watching this video, be sure to jump over to his video, where he covers aspects such as story, gameplay, and multiplayer integration, because it's obviously gonna be a banger. And while you're there, make sure to subscribe. He's genuinely one of, if not the most underrated Halo content creator out there. So please, go show him some Vernissage love. So, shout out to Levi for writing all the lore that will be featured in this video. Now, without further ado, let's begin. Before we take a look at the character designs, let me introduce you to our heroes of this story. Fireteam Scarlet. Due to the overabundance of Spartan 4s, ODSTs have more or less become a thing of the past in 2560. Those who remain are misfits and soldiers who don't really fit the mold. And that's where we meet Fireteam Scarlet. Colt, the marksman and reconnaissance expert. Ada, the explosives expert. Nolan, the team leader. And Lance, which is you, the strong, silent type. The story starts right before the defeat against the Banished, and you play most of the game on the surface of Zeta Halo, however, in a different location from the one we see in Halo Infinite. To find out more about the story and location, check out Levi's video after you watch this video. But now, it's time to take a look at the characters of Fireteam Scarlet. On the battlefields of the Human Covenant War, Gerzson Colt was known for the same cold, detached attitude to killing coveys as he was for the MOA back home. The Covenant attack on Reach left him with his left arm being severely injured, just barely making it out alive with the help from Spartan 117, the Master Chief. Colt later received a replacement prosthesis, a change he adapted to quickly. Although, due to his quiet and reserved manner, cold and occasionally unsympathetic responses, he earned notoriety for being more machine than man, a dilemma that Colt quietly grapples with every day. To lean into the sniper aspect of Colt as a character, Levi told me he wanted something with camo, a bunch of gadgets, a robotic arm, and a shroud. And from there, I was on my own. Seeing as the green camo is quite out there for an ODST, I wanted to keep the other parts of his design rather safe. So his helmet is more or less the one we see in Halo 3, with a few sniper-esque attachments of course. As for the rest of his armor, it's also quite traditional when it comes to ODSTs, a round and lightly armored look. To break up the monotone design however, I made sure to give him some straps and pouches, which also brings us to the elephant in the room, the shroud. Colt as a character has a more reserved personality compared to his teammates. He's the opposite of a show-off. He follows orders and makes little to no small talk in between, often being referred to as a machine. So having something cover up a big portion of his torso gives you a sense of him being more introverted and reserved. But more importantly, it obviously further enhances the sniper look. Now, speaking of snipers, he's not really the type to wield a boring old SRS-99. He somehow manages to carry around the M99 stanchion Gauss rifle. Seeing as Colt is going all in on the camouflage, I even added some grass to the stanchion for improved stealth. Gerzson Colt is the embodiment of a typical sniper. Precise, deadly, and invisible. Let me know what you think about this character design. The newest member to Fireteam Scarlet, Ada, is the resident explosives and weapons expert, and serves as a humorous counterbalance to Nolan's stark seriousness. With her dark sense of humor, Ada is a welcome addition to any team, having plenty of on-the-ground experience while also bringing some much-needed levity to many situations. Since the end of the Human Covenant War, Ada has served on board the UNSC Infinity, eventually being assigned to Fireteam Scarlet to serve as their new second-in-command, to some people's annoyance. Being the weapons and explosives expert of the team, Labor told me he wanted Ada to be well armored and yellow, so that's what I did. Starting with the helmet, I used the Reach ODST as a base, as I have always found that to be the most beefy looking iteration of it. But after a while, I realized I wanted to do something a bit more unique. Because of the fact that Ada handles explosives and would therefore require something more heavily armored, I took some inspiration from the Spartan helmets, most notably the Mark V and 6. By making her helmet resemble something that familiar, we get a good idea of what kind of armor she needs for her line of work. And to make the reinforced look even more clear, I made the visor look a little more blast resistant. For the rest of the armor, I made her more or less traditionally ODST, while still making her bulkier than her comrades. Another important aspect was to make sure she looked the most up to date. Seeing as Ada is the latest member of Scarlet, I wanted her armor to reflect that, looking the most pristine out of the 3 ODSTs. And as Slaper requested, I added a bunch of yellow details, turning her into one big warning sign. And I even went as far as to attach a smiley sticker to her chest piece, to reflect her sense of humor. But her chest piece isn't the only place for a smiley sticker. Ada's rocket launcher is an M41 Spanker, customized to her liking, with a light camo similar to that of her armor, and yellow markings for her energetic behavior. While looking the most ODST-like, Ada still manages to separate herself from the other Helljumpers with her bulky and eye-catching armor. Let me know what you think about her character design. The oldest of the group, Levi Nolan, was born on the planet Algolis in 2521. As Nolan is a CQC expert, he prefers the certainty that comes from killing an enemy up close. Prior to the fall of Reach in 2552, Nolan was assigned as the leader of Fireteam Scarlet, originally consisting of 10 members. During the subsequent battles on Reach, and later Defense of Earth, only 6 of them were left. At the end of the Human Covenant War, half of Fireteam Scarlet retired, leaving Nolan, Gerzson Colt, and Lance as the 3 final members. Nolan was not approached to join the Spartan 4 program, despite being an exceptional soldier due to his age. Nolan definitely has the most unique look. All Leipert told me was he wanted Nolan to wear something akin to the Halo 2 ODSTs, to make him look the most experienced out of the members of Fireteam Scarlet. But quite early on, I started to departure from that. I gave him a more Firefall-inspired helmet, a more classic visor, and a very different overall color scheme. To, again, make him look the most experienced, I took some inspiration from real-world soldiers, such as US Rangers. I even gave him a scarf, giving him a more deserty look. And typical of the Halo 2 ODSTs is they don't wear as much armor. So to make something interesting out of this, I rolled up his sleeves, which really gave him a tough guy look, seeing as he's the more stubborn of the team members. And as a small detail, I added some improvised straps and such, to make it clear how capable he is on the battlefield. To go nicely along with this look, I gave Nolan a customized M45 tactical shotgun, with a red dot resembling the one from the silenced SMG, and some extra shells on the stock. While being the most experienced, Nolan's design is definitely the most out there in Fireteam Scarlet. Let me know what you think about his character design. And there we have it. That's the 3 ODSTs I made for this video: Colt, Ada, and Nolan. Now, the 4th member would be Lance, but that'd be up to you to customize. Let me know which design was your favorite. Now, thanks again to Levi Nolan for coming up with this pitch and the initial ideas for these character designs. Not only was it fun, but it was challenging to create these ODSTs, seeing as I haven't made many character designs over the years. So now's the time to jump over to Levi's channel and watch his video. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you want to be a part of my redesigning process, then be sure to check out my Patreon, link in the description. I want to thank my Spartan 2s, That One Guy, D Marshmallow, Diehard Colt 3, Ripcorded, Hitsuyona Corrento, and Azores. My Spartan 3, Dragon the Bob, and my Spartan 4s, Andron Dyer, Liam Fitzpatrick, Justin Yalen, and DCH. If you like this video, give it a like. If not, a dislike. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. I wish you all the best, and take care. Vernissage, out.